Hi, everyone, and welcome to Reviews, where consumer insights research meets product and marketing innovation. We're super excited to be on this webinar today and share with you some of our technology. So, first, about me, my name is Talia Achidov. I'm a customer success manager at Revuze. I've been here for about 2 years and have a real passion for e commerce and social listening. So, what is Reviews? Reviews uses AI in order to drive strategic decision making in e commerce. And what does that mean? We're basically collecting online reviews in the form of social listening and able to dissect what consumers are saying. So, we've been invested by Nielsen and SAP, amongst other investors. So, you can kind of think of us as fusing market research with digital technology. And we're proudly serving Fortune 500 customers in a bunch of different categories, whether it's dishwashers, pest control, male trimmers, or vacuum cleaners. Wherever there's reviews, we're going to be analyzing it. So, really, reviews is a better way to listen to your customers. Obviously, there's different types of social listening, but we feel like e-commerce reviews and opinions are super important and can give you insights from the category level to the brand level down to the SKU level. And all these insights are in real time and very hyper granular. What that means is that we'll be able to listen to the voice of the customer and pinpoint key pain points. What do consumers like and where are their emerging trends? And yeah, so basically we have, we're serving the product life cycle in a bunch of different stages. So whether you're developing a new product, launching a product, or in the mature, stage of a product, it's always good to know what consumers are saying about your products. So it could definitely support the ideation stage when you're thinking of product features that consumers desire, where are the key pain points for consumers, and what room there is for product improvements, as well as before you launch a product, how do you want to benchmark certain brands and products, where there are emerging consumer trends. Of course, once a new product launch, there's no way to test it than reading the reviews that consumers write. And remember, this is unbiased feedback that you're going to be listening to. So it's going to give you that edge, and also understanding the ongoing monitoring of a product. So how can we improve the star rating? How can we keep it above 4 stars in that sweet spot? And how can we detect shifts in consumer trends over time? So really, it doesn't matter what position you're in, whether you're from marketing, product, customer service. There is definitely room for everyone to join in and read some of the reviews. So we use an AI powered methodology. The first stage is going to be going ahead and collecting all the information and all the brands from e commerce websites. Then we're going to be classifying the data, so organizing it in a way that you can see each category, each brand, and different product variations. Stage three will include cleaning up the data, so being able to distinguish between promoted and non promoted reviews, also syndicated reviews for that matter, since a lot of retailers tend to do that. And what we're going to be delivering to you is a clean set of insights without any personal data, without using any GDPR, and being completely compliant. So really understanding the needs of your customers. So I've spoken a lot about reviews, but I think it's the best to kind of jump in and show you exactly what that entails. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what that looks like on a demo. Okay, everyone, so welcome to the dashboard. The dashboard that we decided to show you, the product line that we decided to show you today, was the audio devices. More or less, probably you own a pair of headphones or earphones, so this is super relatable. And right now, this is our reviews dashboard. I'm on the main default page. You might ask yourselves first, where are we collecting the data from on this dashboard? So the data sources that we have on this dashboard are Amazon, Best Buy Canada, Amazon Canada, Walmart, and Target. So this is typically a US/Canadian dashboard, so it's definitely going to be representing North America when it comes to audio devices. So let me explain to you what we see here. So from those retailers that I showed you, we were able to collect over 2.1 million reviews. And from those reviews, we were able to extract 5.9 million quotes. And this is really important to explain to you our technology here, because we're not just analyzing a review on its own, we're analyzing each quote within a review. And each quote will be attributed a sentiment level, so positive, negative, or neutral, and as well a topic. And our AI is basically going to scan the voice of the customer and let you know what topics are being spoken about. So once we look at the quotes, that's going to help us calculate the sentiment, which is our in house algorithm, which basically means that 70% of all the quotes we analyzed were positive, and the remaining 30% were either negative or neutral. And of course, we'll also put the star rating because when everyone leaves a review, they also leave a star rating. And it's really important for me to stress out that when you're using social data, it's very predictive. Reviews is definitely more reactive in the sense that we're basically able to read all these reviews that many consumers are talking about onto a product level. So it's very, very granular. And yeah, so we're able to collect a whole list of brands, right? So you'll see the major brands like Apple, Sony, Beats by Dr. Dre, but then you'll also see some no name brands like Tozo, and so on, or other brands. Um, of course, when we look at this, we want to understand, where is each brand focused. So the sentiment level for the whole category of audio devices is at 70%. And we're going to use that as our benchmark to understand how each brand or product compares for the category. So, for example, what we can see here is that Apple has about 148,000 reviews, and the sentiment for Apple is 81%, meaning it's 11% above the industry average, which is great. Um, you know, Whereas Sony, for example, it's the second most discussed brand with 89,000 reviews. However, the sentiment is 68%. That's 2% below the industry average. Remember, this is based on consumers and the volume of reviews. And you can do this for any category, any brand. Again, let's go ahead and show you some of the products that we have. So, because we're pulling all of those brands, we also feature all of their products. So, as you'd maybe probably guess, some of the most discussed items here, and it would definitely be the Apple AirPods with the charging case. So we see that they have 49,000 reviews, almost nearing 50,000. And the sentiment is 89%. So that's 19% above the industry average, meaning it's definitely favored among consumers. Same with the AirPods Pro. And we can see also these Beats earphones, which are at 78% sentiment, and so on and so forth. So this is a really great way to kind of benchmark and understand, where do your headsets or sit in comparison to the rest of the world, or the ones that are sold on those retailers. And then, of course, we also have hierarchies. And this is super crucial because when you have a category like audio devices, we know that we can, segment it in specific ways. So wireless earphones, wireless headphones, wired headphones, and wired earphones. And what's really interesting here and a really cool insight is that wireless earphones have over 1 million reviews. And coming in second for the category would be wireless headphones. So definitely wireless is trending more than the wired items, but there's a huge gap. So, it's definitely more than 50% more reviews when we look at the wireless earphones. And the sentiment level for earphones is at 70%, whereas headphones we can see is lagging behind by 2%. So this kind of lets us know what's happening in the ecosystem when we start looking at audio devices and being able to compare it. And definitely this is also great to have. I always love to show the volume and sentiment over time. If we look over here in 2019, the height of the bar is actually relating to the volume of reviews. So the higher the bar, the more reviews there were that month. And what we can see here is that in 2019, there were definitely a significant amount of reviews. But maybe due to COVID or the pandemic, we can see there was a huge rise in discussion around headphones and earphones in 2020. And I'm sure, people were buying it for their children, for themselves, for work, for working out, and a lot of different usage purposes. So we can see that trend is going up. And only in 2021 have maybe people purchased or left less reviews on headphones. and probably because everyone bought them in 2020. But this is just a great way to kind of understand what's happening in the category over time. And definitely the trend is that more and more people are leaving reviews. And this is also super important because this is a form of social listening. And if more people are leaving reviews, it definitely gives brands more insights into how to better their products and how to understand what their competitors are doing. So, for the purpose of this demonstration, I decided to choose three random products and show them side by side on a competitive analysis, which is something that Reviews is really great at. So, because we have access to all of these SKUs, I decided to take three products, which I'll show you right here. And what I'm going to do is do a head to head comparison between them. Super easy with the click of a button. I'm going to go over here and click on comparison. And now I'll be comparing these three products to the wireless earphones category. So the beginning part is pretty straightforward. We have sentiment, volume, and star rating for each product. So we can see that JLab has the highest sentiment at 75% and the highest volume of reviews, whereas Tozo and Jabra have a 4.20 star rating. And this is really great because our tool allows us to really analyze these products head to head, even though there are less reviews, let's say, for these Jabra headsets. So, what we're going to do is actually take a look at the list of topics that our AI was able to extract just by listening to the voice of the customer. So you're going to see that some of the topics are more general, like overall satisfaction or price value for money. And then you're going to see topics that are more industry specific to the audio devices category. For example, audio quality, which is the most discussed topic, and then battery, ergonomics, connectivity, and so on. So we're going to go through these, but just to kind of give you an idea, right? Audio quality is the most discussed topic. And we can see that 41% of discussion overall in the wireless earphones category is at an 81% sentiment for audio quality. So we can see that all of these three products are actually doing well above the industry average, which is why they're all nice and bright green. Huge discussion around the audio quality. Then again, when it comes to something like, for example, ergonomics, where the industry average is at 69%, we can see that all three products are more or less kind of lagging behind that number. And that's just basically how well does the earphone sit inside the ear? How comfortable is it? And this is definitely room for improvement for all three products across the category. Again, I'm not going to go through the whole list of topics because I think there's about 70 of them. But just to give you an idea, when it comes to comfort, for example, JLab and Jabra seem to be doing not as well as these Tozos. And the reason why I actually tried to put these three products together is that some of the brands we know, some of these are no name brands, but they're super popular. And it's kind of good to kind of dive in and understand what is the difference between them, what do consumers like, and what do they not like. So, with that being said, we have topics like, is it recommended? Meaning, would a consumer mention that they would want to recommend it in a review? How is the noise cancellation? For example, usage purpose. That's a huge thing around headphones. Are you using it for working out? Are you using it for video conferencing? Are you using it for podcasts, DJing, music listening, whatever it could be, gaming, right? There's a bunch of different usage purposes, and we can actually see how each of the products are doing and if they're specified for a specific usage purpose. So yeah, this is kind of really interesting to kind of go ahead, dive down, do a head-to-head comparison, and you can even export all of this data to a PowerPoint or into one of our customized Excel files. But don't take my word for it. I'll actually scroll down and show you all of these reviews. You can imagine ear tips is super important, right, for true wireless. And we can see that Jabra is not doing as well. So they have a 43% sentiment. So, really interesting just to understand how every product is situated within the category. Again, weight, shipping, packaging, right? Color, warranty. Again, I don't want to scroll too fast, but I do want you to get the experience that, whether a consumer or a customer is going to be talking about gaming experience or radio, we're going to capture that and represent it to you. And then, of course, you'll have the volume and sentiment over time for the products. So, in order to do a deep dive into one of these products, I'm just going to remove the JLab True Wireless, and the Jabras. And I want to stand this Tozo brand because it's has so many reviews and has a really positive sentiment. So the first thing I want to do is actually head over to our star rating drivers and see what topics are driving 5-star reviews and which topics are driving 1 to 2 star reviews. So when we look at this product specifically, these Tozo True Wireless, we see that audio quality, price value for money, ease of use, quality, and noise cancellation all refer to 5-star reviews, meaning these topics drive 5-star reviews. However, when we look at some of the negative drivers, consumers mention ergonomics, so how well it sits, the connectivity, the lifespan, the call experience, and the music listening experience. So, this is kind of going to give us an idea of what topics we can kind of go ahead and investigate. And what I wanted to go ahead and look at is price value for money, because obviously it's something that really drives the ratings. And I think it's really important when looking at a headset. So, what I'm doing right now is clicking on that topic and I'm being redirected to a topic drill down page. So, what we can see here is the topic over time. And then again, the sentiment level for this topic is 86%, meaning Tozo's price value for money sentiment is 86%, which is fairly high. And right here, we'll have a words cloud kind of telling us what people are saying. So, is it expensive? Is it worth the money? Is it quality? Is it value for money? But don't take my word for it. We can read the verbatims straight from our customers or the customers, right? So great for the price, great product, secure packaging, sounds as good as the expensive brand, good product for the sale price. Don't expect anything too incredible for the price, it does the job. So, again, what we're talking about is price value for money. These are all positive quotes, people saying how worth it is for the good price. So, this is just one way of analyzing the data. Of course, if we wanted to search for a specific keyword like sale, we could go and do so and then read all the reviews that include that keyword. So this makes it super interesting. But also, let's just say we remove the topic of price value for money. I'm now going to be on our topics module. And this is really going to give us a view on this Tozo product of what are the most discussed topics, what's trending positive, what's trending negative, and what are some of the top likes and dislikes. So just by looking at most discussed, we can see audio quality, overall satisfaction, right? But then we can see battery and ergonomics kind of trending lower. And if we go ahead to our topics piano over here, which is our kind of flagship model, you'll be able to see all the topics that our AI extracted that relate specifically to this product. And they're also going to be organized from highest volume of reviews to the lowest volume of reviews. And then each bar will be color coded, or topic will be color coded as sentiment. So anything that's orange or red would be below the sentiment level, and anything green or dark green would be above average. So just by taking a look at this piano, we can see that audio quality is definitely great. Overall satisfaction, we could see that maybe battery is trending lower. But if we wanted to kind of dive into one of the negative topics, we could look at, for example, noise cancellation and kind of understand what consumers are saying. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on that topic of noise cancellation. And now we can understand kind of what consumers are saying about these Tozo headsets when it comes to noise canceling. Is it good enough noise? Can you hear the background? Is it quiet enough, right? And we're going to read the reviews right here. So, for example, also, they don't cancel out noise very well, but I have to turn my volume way up not to hear things going on around me. The sound of the earbuds are great, but the noise cancellation is wonderful and the battery life is awesome. So, again, we could read and scan through all of these reviews and understand what's being said about noise cancellation. And if we were Tozo, for example, maybe we would want to take these insights to our product development team or our innovation team. But just understand how valuable this unbiased feedback is, right? So, a lot of times when you have social media, sometimes the products can be promoted or someone is maybe feels inclined to write a good review. In this case, when it comes to online reviews, it's one side of the pendulum. It's either going to be really good or really bad. Of course, you'll have your in between, but it's really good to capture why someone wrote the review. Either it was that amazing or there was something so wrong that they just had to voice their opinion. And it's our job to listen to the voice of the customer. So, again, this is an example of a review. You can even go to the website and export the data. And of course, this is just one way of slicing and dicing the data. I'm just on one product and one topic. Of course, there's different ways that we can look at this data and understand what's being said and what is important. So, I hope that you guys enjoyed the importance of e-commerce reviews and how it plays a role in social listening. And I would love to, go ahead and take some question and answers on the screen. So I look forward to hearing all of your questions. And if you are interested in a private demonstration on a specific category, no matter if it's dishwashers, pest control, or shampoo, we have it all for you. So be sure to reach out to us to see a private demo in any category of your choice. It was a pleasure, and thank you for joining this webinar today.